Hey, welcome back to Plot Points, everybody. You've been want to welcome you all back to Plot Points, where we bring some of the finest players on the internet together to entertain you and to play along with you, because here you get a chance to join the adventure through the use of Plot Points. Use them down in the chat as you earn them. Go ahead, feel free to mess with the adventurers, because even if they don't love it, I kind of do. It's a lot of fun. Throw in some wild magic, throw in some NPCs, throw in your suggestion, because here we allow backseat gaming. Here you're a part of our table. Let me introduce you to some of the fine folk here, starting off with the player for Den of Wolves, our very own Mike, who's going to introduce himself, chat with y'all, and then he'll call out the next person to shout out. In the meantime, I'll work on the screens a little bit. Mike, take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm Mike, or Relics of Wolf, or Den of Wolves, depending on when we're talking. I'm excited for today's session. It's going to be chaos, like pretty much always, especially if I'm ever in a game. And we're just going to sit back, have some laughs, and probably wild magic if we know you guys by now.
Yeah.
I'll toss it over to Eric to have a fun little
chat. All right. So, hey guys, my name's Eric. I play the always, I don't know. How do I describe him?
eccentric.
Eccentric. That's a perfect word. Thank you, Mike. Always eccentric Griff, our Arakocra Warlock. And I guess I'm just really interested on like how we're going to get ourselves out of this situation from last session, seeing as that we are all technically blind. We can't see anything. It's all dark. It's way too dark. So, and we're hearing things, so that's great. But I'm just mostly intrigued to see how this all pans out. But super excited, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stop talking and passing it off to Russ.
I'm also excited. We're gonna be a man down, so that'll be interesting to see how the dynamic works without him. I hope he gets a chance to watch this later, because I'm pretty sure he'll appreciate all the chaos that happens without him. But yeah, we're just going to try and buckle down, make this as entertaining as possible for everybody involved. Hopefully we'll get the chat involved to keep them there, and then we'll cruise right through this thing. It'll be like no time passed at all.
I know, it's my turn, but I'm typing in a prediction.
You're good.
A prediction? He's like, I got to say something now.
Oh, why will it not?
What's the likelihood of
It's not
Den of
letting
Wolves
me...
just killing someone else?
I'll bet you somebody else did a prediction and never ended it. Because it's not letting me start the prediction. Start the prediction.
I guess it's not going to be
Let's see,
too
did that work?
bad.
Prediction started.
Hey, there we go. Prediction started. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
that's an obvious prediction, or an obvious one. It was literally 2 sessions ago.
No, that's will the party complete the long rest. That is not it. That is not what I wanted. So that's an easy one. If you say no, you're really going to get it, because they sure as heck ain't getting a long rest coming up. I don't know why why it's fighting me, though. It doesn't want to take the new predictions. It's only doing the old ones. End submission.
Oh, well.
Choose outcome. The answer is no way. If you completed no way, you're going to make some points. Complete prediction. Start a
That
prediction.
one person killed it.
So what he's saying is we got to find a way to escape real quick.
Very, very quickly.
We just upturn this whole prediction, just completely just yoink out. We're gone. Bye.
God, that one person made a killing on that prediction.
X.
There
Why?
you go. I wonder who.
Me.
This is so interesting. It literally will not even let me type one in now. I mean, Twitch is like seriously fighting me.
Twitch hate us all?
This is the most bizarre thing.
Depends on the day, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Start a prediction.
So while
I clicked it again.
We're killing some more time. So I was actually having this great conversation with some buddies of mine about favorite types of desserts that you get like a pub or something, and someone had mentioned deep fried cheesecake, and I'd never had that before, but he made it sound really
Sounds
good.
great. Deep fried Oreos are where it's at, though.
If we're talking about deep fried, how about a deep fried Three Musketeers? Because that's actually not bad.
I've never had that before.
It
That'd be
sounds
interesting.
okay.
It is
Sounds
so
okay, but it's not an Oreo.
okay. We obviously okay, Mike. You're obsessed with Oreos. We get it.
How'd you figure it out?
I don't
There's this
know.
fantastic pub that's here in town where Jay and I live, and they have these. You order it. It seems like the simplest, dumbest dessert of all time, but it's really good. They send it out in these cast iron skillets, about yay big, so they're probably like 12 inches in diameter, and it's about this thick. It's a chocolate chip cookie that they've fried.
All right.
Ooh.
And it's sizzling. Oh, here we go.
There we go. Let me put that one.
Yeah.
All right. We got one going. I was told that I needed to add more predictions. I got a message from people. They were like, man, you didn't do it. I'm like, yeah, but here's the problem. If I'm doing that, I'm not playing the game, with everybody else. So there's always a little balancing act of what exactly can I do with all my time.
Yeah.
All right, so when we left off last week, we had these adventurers going down the wondrous slide chute into the dark, having some fun, splashing around. It all smells like roses wherever these guys go, even though they tended to figure out on their own that they were in a really stinky sewer system for Heh'vin, which was pouring out all the waste down these chutes and slides, and they got into a pool or two with some... I don't even know what they decided to call it that ended up getting cut up, floating along with them as they took a dive and went down further till finally, after all these hits, bangs, boops, down slides and pools, they landed down on what they're hoping is the main level of the world, because they had to they had to swim a much farther distance to get to the edge here. Griffin might not have swam quite as far because he tended to get to the surface like a seagull and then take off. But the problem was really figuring out where to go. As they said, they had no vision whatsoever, and their sense of smell is kind of fouled, if you will say, at the moment, because what they're realizing is in this sewer type area, everything stinks. Griffin used his keen... I don't know if his hearing's really keen compared to a Tabaxi, but, he's got some sense of sound, and he found his way over to the edge where his friends were, and they pulled one another to the shore, gasping, out of the liquid, or so they hope. The sound of the waterfall in the distance, which is part of the sewer area, still rings in the air. Covered in waste and filth and in pitch blackness where you can only hear one another and you can see absolute nothing. What do you do?
I start reaching out for anybody, just seeing if I can find where they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking, just talking about. Stinks down here. Where are you guys at? I'm still here. I'm gonna just keep reaching my arms out to try and guide them in, get them closer to me.
You need
Griff?
to hold hands, guys.
Griff is going to. He just thought of something. He's going to go into the air, but not high into the air, maybe 6 or 7 feet, right? But he's going to flap his wings to create a little breeze, and say, "Follow the breeze. I'm over here. Follow the breeze." And it's just like a waft of just stank going.
All right. Yeah, that
I
works
feel like
for
my
me.
nose actually hurts at this point.
Well, a couple of you did get it quite up your nose, in your beak. There was a little French kissing last time, as I seem to recall, with a certain bird and a cat. But we don't want to disclose that to the human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna forget about that.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll remind our viewers, because I'm sure our viewers want to hear even more about this crazy cat-bird love. As you're on the shore, though, you hear another sound of a splash behind you from the direction of which you came. It could be that Blaze has finally caught up with you.
Let's see. Griff is gonna go ahead and start yelling,
Coffee.
"Hello? Who's there?"
Splash, splash, splish, splash, splash, splash.
Oh.
Nothing but the
Notice
sounds of
them.
this odd splashing.
moving towards where I heard Verdic talking, can I reach him like with my hand?
Yes, you actually bump him with your feet first, and yeah,
Okay.
you reach out. Since he's talking, it's pretty easy, but yeah.
Nice. Okay, I just grab onto like his shoulder for it real quick and like, do you hear that?
Your hand sliding on the muck of Verdic's shoulder as you grasp him. He seems to not be responding.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold on to him. I'm gonna grab hold of him, put my arm right there.
I don't know if that's a yes or a no. What do you
Yes.
think it is, Tabaxi?
Panic is what it is.
You're a panic.
He needs your cat, fearlessness at this moment.
Yes.
That is
By
kind
that
of
you
funny.
mean
The
back
old
everything in
paladin,
sight.
the
Got it.
grizzled paladin, needs your fearlessness. Sorry.
Cat pack.
The splashing continues, starts to get even closer, and you realize it's actually multiple. So it's probably Blaze and Arimathea catching up with you at this point because there's numerous sounds. It's not just a bipedal type thing. But
Well,
they
no
haven't
one's
been able
calling
to
back
respond.
us, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so I don't know if Verdic would assume that. Guys, did anybody else follow you down here?
No, not at all. Actually, it
Not that I
was just
know.
us.
Well, then whatever that is, it's probably not good.
Perhaps if we all shoot it and attack it at the same time.
Attack what? I can't see anything.
Use your ears. You're a soldier. Or wait a second. Are you not?
For Christ's
no.
sake, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Jeez.
Yikes.
So,
I don't know if I have it.
So Griff is just gonna go ahead and shoot into the direction of which he hears these voices or these sounds with our beautiful, what's it called? Eldritch Blast.
Nice. I would like you to make a roll with disadvantage against an obscenely high AC.
Oh, wonderful.
Plot points.
Yeah, no, wait, how many I got? 31? Let's dump all 30. No, I'm just kidding.
You can do a golden crit.
Oh, I do have a golden crit now, don't I?
If you
I
feel
don't
this
wanna
is the
kill
right time
somebody
to
that's
use that,
pretty-
do it, baby.
Listen, I'm still scarred from the past campaigns about killing people that are useful to us without even knowing. So that's 1. And that's 2. So disadvantage, so I'll go with the 13. So let me... I'm going to add... Why not? I'm going to add 10 plot points to that 13.
23.
23.
I gotta start
Literally,
using my plot points more,
You guys
so.
are standing there. Is there a verbal component to that spell?
I don't believe so. I think it's just...
I don't think so either.
semantics. Yeah.
Pew pew.
Yeah.
I was gonna pew pew. I was gonna ask, what does that actually sound like? Does he do a bird cry or what? You know?
I do a caw-caw!
Woo! All of a sudden there is this razor sound of electricity rippling through the air, but not a single bit of light at all. You literally feel it. Your feathers standing on edge as you release this energy out, but no light whatsoever. Doesn't even make your hands go. Nothing. It is pitch black as you aim out into the darkness, releasing this. There's a resounding splash as the blast hits the water. And then nothing. The splashing stops momentarily. I mean, true nothing. The splashing stops.
Go.
Guys, I think I got it.
Got what?
The whatever was making that noise. It
Come
was
over
not
to us
our
and hold
friend.
my hand.
Ugh. No. I'll go over to the voice.
After all that noise, should we have noticed anything? Because I don't know about you, but I can't see anything down here.
Oh yes.
No,
it's
me neither.
It's quite dark.
I'm used to seeing in the dark and I don't see anything.
Oh man.
My character wouldn't even. That's the thing. Like, I don't have any spells or anything made for this right now. I literally took the default med spell, so he's kind of.
Nice.
Are we? We're not in any kind of initiative, are we?
Not yet.
Wonderful. Griffin is still feeling.
I don't know how meeting your friends requires initiative.
Are they actually? Is it actually? Because I
You
just
don't know.
shot them. It doesn't matter.
With a 23.
Griff is still pretty paranoid, so he's gonna go ahead and use his new feat. Well, not feat, but his feat gave him this. Use mage armor, which he can do at will without using any spell slots.
Ooh, very nice. And there is no wild magic on the table, so you're kind of safe with all your spells.
I know, right? I had to use it now before somebody had to do it. But if anybody could have seen this, right, this is what it technically would look like, right? So the mage armor, it says it's like shadowy and stuff like that. But if you would, Sean, give me some liberty with the awesome. So pretty much, Griff is a fiery bird, right? So he's actually gonna look, if at some point y'all see me do this, like a flaming bird. So the flames actually start like emanating from the feathers, beneath the feathers and stuff like that, and it's like almost like a flowy, slow fire going on his wings and going down his chest and everything like that. But unfortunately, nobody can see that right now. But just for the audience, that's what you can imagine.
Okay, I say we start heading that way.
What is...
That way. Yes, I agree. Now, which way?
Verdic's just gonna kind of scoff like.
Luckily, you have not killed your friends. The splashing begins again coming towards you. So, apparently,
great.
when you start saying that way, just some people don't like to open their mouth when they're in sewage. So, you have not killed them. They are coming towards you. And you can hear them multiple. So, it's not that one lived and one died and whatnot. But, yeah, definitely probably about 15 feet.
And they still haven't said anything.
I don't
No.
suppose any of you have any kind of magical light.
Most people don't want sewage in their mouth, so. Or beak.
I take a solid step back behind Verdic.
We are out of the liquid, right? That's where we're at now.
Yeah, you're on the shoreline, yeah. Which, ironically, for some of you, actually feels like it's stone. Cut stone underneath you, not like shore, like dirt and whatnot. Making you think that you were in somewhere that was urban. But again, you just can't see. For all you know, you could be inside the Emperor's Palace if you hadn't just fallen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet
I mean,
from heaven.
Burke's gonna kind of like take his hands, make sure his face and everything's clean, and I'm gonna try to like, I don't know, I don't have any like, lights or anything. Do any of you have like a light of some kind or anything on you?
Right around then you hear what sounds like a heavy stepping, wet sound behind you.
Oh.
It's in the distance, and it appears to be not galloping, but almost like there were four legs working in rhythm as this...
Oh, God.
As it seems to be something coming in your direction and picking up speed. Perhaps it heard you all just talking normally, and now it's zoned in on you. Whatever it is, it has a definite direction towards you.
Wonderful. Shoot it.
And Verdic's gonna pull out the pen pull arm and use the bonus action to activate the pull arm trait. And then I'm gonna turn in the direction since I can't see anything, and I'm gonna plant the pole arm in classic style where I'm gonna take my wide stance. I'm gonna put it at an angle against the ground, and I kind of feel that purchase where it gets in between the cracks of the what feels like solid stone. And I'm gonna prepare to fight because obviously something's charging at us.
Nicely.
Just to make sure we're safe, I'm gonna go back to back with him.
As I would like you to make a dexterity roll for me, please, Tabaxi, at disadvantage because you don't realize that he's planted his pole and anything. You can't see anything, and so you go towards where you knew he was standing a moment ago, and it's not like he announced what he was doing, and you go over to get at his back, and not even knowing really that he had turned. So I didn't get what you rolled because I didn't have it up on the screen. What'd you get, buddy?
9.
A 9.
A whopping 9.
Yeah, you're going down, and do you reach out to try and grab him for support, or did you just go down?
So wait, did he walk in front of me? Is that what happened?
Well, you turned towards the
you,
monster and planted your pole, and he thought he was going towards your back, so yeah, he kind of like walked into your pole.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oftentimes we talk about what we're doing just assuming everybody else knows, but remove visibility and nobody's got a clue other than hearing a click click.
Well, I mean, that's at least we're staying out of the meta there, because there's no way Verdic would have even thought about that. Yeah. Nope. Mm-mm.
I just fall.
Boom. So he starts knocking the glaive out of your head and whatnot. You hold on to it, of course. You've got years of training at this, and it's not like an enemy is trying to knock it out. But there's a sudden kerfuffle as your friend goes down and whatnot. Griffin, you're prepared. Yeah. This gnarly old voice. What on earth is happening now? It continues as Griffin lets out with a blast. Griffin, if you would please give us a roll.
Yes, sir. At disadvantage?
Oh, yeah. It's the equivalent of invisibility. You are blind. There is no such thing as double disadvantage, but you would have it if it were possible.
Well, dang. How did I do that? That sucks. So that's going to be a 7.
I see. Look at that. A 7. That's not the most beautiful roll ever.
This is a wildly challenging environment. I just want to throw that out there.
Yes.
And
by the way, Roll20 says there are verbal components too.
Are there?
Yeah, VNS.
The Eldritch Blast? Okay.
Right underneath
You
it.
do caca.
VNS.
I'm going to just do a very striking...
Where's the Scottish accent in that?
Let me roll my...
Should be like, ah! Yeah, it's like... The viewers are like, really? How do you get a Scottish bird cry? I don't know. Poke it with a pin. That's good. How do you make a Scottish bird cry? Hey, Dory D&D. Wow, thank you for that, Dory D&D. Must be tuning in on their phone and watching with us. A lot of love. Appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. You let out with your blast. You had heard where the sloughing had got to, but the explosion that you heard from your Eldritch Blast that went out sounded far in the distance, so you're pretty sure you missed this thing entirely.
Oh, no.
But your friends have made it to the shore to help you because you hear them pulling themselves out now behind you.
Okay.
I get off the ground.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming you use half your movement. You're back to your feet. No biggie there. You guys are prepared in the darkness. The sloughing sound comes not to a halt, but slows down in front of you. And that's when you hear what sounds like breathing from multiple mouths. And it sounds like it's at head height. And then it sounds like it's a little taller than your head. And then it sounds like it's about 10 feet above your head. And whatever it is you're imagining from previous combat is either getting bigger or rearing up in front of you. Everybody roll for initiative, please.
I feel
By
like
the
it's just a
gods.
low kid acting tough. I'm sure that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
John May, yeah. He's like, look at me.
How did I do that?
I don't know, but I'm not doing much better, Griff.
Okay, cool. I was like, dang. Okay.
Proud of it.
Jeez. Well, hopefully your pole already being stood up does something.
I mean, we'll see. I was really adding it for flavor, not being sure what the DM would decide with that. So
I love it.
we'll find out.
I love it. Cheers.
It's the only thing I can think of. If you can't see, that's the ideal pose to be in if you think something's coming at you.
I agree. Let them charge into your pole.
Hopefully they can't see it too.
Let them do most of the work.
Exactly. And maybe it worked, or maybe they can see. Maybe that's why they stopped. Den of Wolves, what are you doing? You are top of the round, sir.
I'm gonna throw a psychic blade that way.
Ooh, you have to make an attack roll for that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Thought so. Again, we're all at disadvantage because you are considered blind.
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and use my inspiration to make it a straight roll. Hope for the best.
Both gives the enemy invisibility and you blindness. So even if you removed one of the effects, the other one would still apply. Since we're a
Don't
teaching
even
stream.
know.
Nice!
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Psychic blade attack. 60 feet out, you slash towards this thing. Roll for damage.
Oh, why does it keep doing that?
Woo!
Rolling big rolls, I don't know, but we can adjust them to be ones
Well.
if you prefer.
No, I don't know. I didn't ask about sneak attack, but it's like auto rolling my sneak attack on my first attack.
Oh yeah,
some
no,
reason.
no sneak attack damage on that.
Yeah,
one.
it's only 9. I don't know what. That's why I meant because it rolled sneak attack automatically for some reason.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's a 9.
All right. Wonderful. You do 9 points of damage to this thing. You feel like as you create this blade that goes out, the breathing, it doesn't howl, it doesn't scream. It sounds like this explosion of gas, like you would punch somebody in the stomach so hard that they just couldn't catch their breath. And of course, none of you probably have any idea that Den of Wolves even did this, other than there's a breathing sound change. Because all that Den of Wolves does is just an attack, doesn't require anything extra, correct, Den?
Correct.
No verbals, no nothing like that.
No, it's just a little like
All right.
generation.
You go out, you hit this thing and whatnot, and it's right around then that right behind you, your friends who have gotten out, tentacles start wrapping out, lashing at every single one of you. No surprise to the players. Maybe the characters are a little surprised, but yes, this was not your friends.
No,
They're
it's
all
surprise to me too.
Yeah.
Tentacles? Yeah, you got me. I'm surprised.
Oh, well, there you go.
I've been
Hey,
on
look.
the internet for
The
too
player
long
hasn't
to
even
know where this
figured
is
out yet
going.
why we're blind. Like, I have no idea what's going on.
You know. Okay, well, I need 2 more dice. 1 second. And then I gotta look, I can pull up your character sheets, but I'm just gonna ask you instead. Verdic, what's your AC?
12.
12, so that's 2 hits. And,
Yikes.
no, hold on, wait. Yeah, that's still only 2 hits. Good. These tentacles wrap out, start going, I just rolled double ones, baby. That was beautiful for you. So it's 1 plus 2 each, that's 6 points of damage from tentacles that start wrapping into you. And what is your AC? Den of Wolves?
15.
15, so that's 2 there. Which would be a total of 6 plus 2 plus 2 is 10 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage as these tentacles hit into you.
Ouch.
And Griffin.
With the mage armor, that's going to be 15.
I'm laughing because I rolled 2 1s and a 5. I'm like, yeah, it starts hitting at your mage armor. There's something with the blackness there, maybe. But none of these, you can feel the tentacles trying to grab around you and your wings, and they just don't seem to connect at all. I was dropping all my dice all over, so beautiful first round of defense there. The thing in front of you that you had just lashed out at now starts rushing forward as if to crush you in its body. Not that any of you can see this, but you're going to feel this effect of this force coming down on you. You
gross.
cannot... When I ask for your AC, I also need you to not include your dex because you can't see anything coming at you to move out of the way. So it's just your base 10
Okay.
plus whatever armor you're wearing, I guess it would be.
Quick question.
Yes,
is
sir.
this thing within 5 feet of me as well? Or is it not quite close
The
enough
one
yet?
that's crushing you will be because it's going to start crushing you.
Okay.
Why? What's up? What do you need?
Oh, I'm curious about if there's an opportunity for me to use my sentinel attack. Because whenever a creature within 5 feet of me makes an attack against a target other than me, I can use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack against it.
It's technically against everybody that's trying to crush you, but I would absolutely, you have to see it though is the problem. You'd have to be
Yeah, I
able
was
to
going
see
to
the
say
attack.
that, like, I don't know if I can hear it. I don't know if I can get a sense. I think it would have to be a little bit closer.
I think it's just
honestly.
fun to see this old human who's grizzled just expects the attack. He's like, dude, I fought more crap than you know what to do with, so...
I would like to think so.
So
but
do it up,
again,
buddy.
Like, Let's do it. All right.
Make an attack. You still have disadvantage, I mean, but make it.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's just more fun to see this grizzled war vet doing this. Hey, welcome, Darren. Too bad no one has
Darren,
double
you
sight.
have no
Yeah,
idea.
exactly.
I tried talking our Warlock into grabbing it with the new feet.
That's too much meta, man.
So I'm gonna
Hey,
use
if you
my
get OP,
I'm
do
gonna
it.
use my plot points to add 10 to that 13.
Okay. I didn't even have it open up there. 10 to a 13 makes it a 23. Roll for damage. Is that it? The 3 piercing damage?
Yep, damage is 3 piercing. Yep.
No, that's with your bonuses of your strength or whatever added to it? Or is that just the dice roll on its own?
It does the roll as well. So it did the roll and
Yep,
then the
1 plus 2.
two.
Yep. I had
Yep.
to highlight it there. I was like,
1 plus
man.
2.
Well, not the most effective knights when you're fighting aberrations, which are really huge. The crush comes, you make your attack, and then it gets its attack with advantage since you can't see it. That would be Griffin gets flattened with a nat 20.
Whoa.
And
in
Den
the
of
air.
Wolves, you're next on the list, and it got an 18, so that's going to flatten you. The Verdic, who had just stabbed at this thing, caused it actually to roll slightly to the left, and what it did was when it fell on top of Griffin and Den of Wolves, it ended up knocking Verdic off his feet, rolling him off to the right. No dexterity roll needed. You
Sean.
won't take damage this round. Yes, sir.
I thought I was like, even though I was in the air, it still like crushed me. It's that tall.
It's rearing up 20 feet. I don't know how high up in the air
20
you
feet,
are.
Yeah, you were
so-
only
Dang.
like 5 feet
Yeah.
up.
Okay. There we go. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure how tall this thing was. Okay. This
Yeah.
makes sense. Continue. As
Yeah,
I
this
was.
this is pretty freaking massive. This thing that's just like flopping down on you, on top to just
It's
smother
just a
and crush.
building falling on us.
And the
Oh,
interesting thing that happens is as it does it, it actually falls on this other thing behind you. Crushing damage. I don't know if you guys are gonna make it out of that or not. We shall see. I know you guys haven't gotten hit points yet. Oh, that would be not
I can
good.
promise you that Verdic will make it out of it.
I'm at 18. That's where we're at right
I'm
now.
hoping that
So-
Verdic has some sort of heal spells on him.
Well, it's all by default. We never had a rest since then for me to change anything. So no, I've got heroism, sanctuaries, sleep, and
Well, cast sanctuary on yourself there, bud.
that's
So,
kind of
I
where
ju-
we're at.
I just want to get one thing clear, right? So
Yes, sir.
if my character last session at level 3 was at 7 hit points, am I still at a 7 hit points at level 4?
Correct, because you haven't had a long rest to
Yeah.
get hit points.
Yes.
I
Thank
agreed to give everybody the abilities, but I said no extra hit points.
Yeah, I was the only
Gotcha.
person that was fresh.
Yes.
Den,
All right.
you take 9 crushing damage from this,
I am crushed into the ground.
and Griffin, you took 11.
I am
What?
also
It flattened you.
into the ground.
Verdic,
Yeah.
you are the only one left up. You don't even know as this thing hits to the side and immediately starts rushing forward at the thing with all the tentacles and whatnot. You hear this sloughing sound, and pretty soon, as they're battling around on the ground and the ground is shaking, they start rolling, and there's this splash into the water as these two massive creatures start wrapping around each other, battling in the water. And Verdic, you're standing there, you can hear all this, but you don't know where your friends are. What do? Did they ride them into the water? Did they just get eaten whole? Is this a Jonah moment?
Well, now the one did fall near me at the beginning of this, so I would recall that much. So I'm
Sure.
gonna take my pole arm and I'm gonna kind of squat down, and we'll keep one hand tightly on it. I'm gonna start reaching out and moving forward. Can I find him within a few paces of my movement? Is anyone nearby?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a perception roll for me.
High perception.
Ooh,
All right.
the old man stuff's kicked off for a few minutes. We're okay for the moment. That adrenaline.
That was beautiful. You end up finding a very flattened bird creature, actually. The feathers, you recognize Griffin, at least you hope it's Griffin, you haven't seen anything else. But the large wings, the body, it appears Griffin and he appears unmoving. He doesn't respond to you.
Shite.
The splashing continues in the water behind you.
he's going to. God, what do I want to do?
Call out to Den for help. Let everybody know where you are.
Den, where are you at?
Den
Not hearing
refuses to
nothing.
answer you. Den's like, I'm hiding. I'm a cat.
All right, so I'm going to. Crap. Well, Den's unresponsive, so I don't know where he's at. So the only thing that I would logically do then in that case would be to use my lay on hands, because I need somebody else up other than me. He's clearly unconscious and Den's missing. So I'm going to use my lay on hands and dedicate 25 points to his health pool. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to chant. And then I'm going to kind of mumble while I'm like in my prayer. I'm going to be, come on, get up now. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
So 25 expended.
Wonderful. Thank
Some
you
hot
very
stuff,
much.
man.
That is awesome. Okay.
I knew there's a reason we kept you around.
You know what? No, that's gonna be Griff's line. Damn it. Yeah. Okay. So I guess there's nothing on top of Griff at the very moment, correct?
Correct.
Or is there? Okay.
No.
Wonderful.
Just my hand.
It literally it went right over the top
Okay.
of you. You had been like crushed, rolled over, flattened,
Okay.
and
Holy poly.
So Griff obviously still can't see, but can feel two hands on his. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Just one
and
hand.
say,
You only
just
feel
one
one
hand?
hand. Yeah.
I'm
I've
just-
got to hold my pole arm.
Where are you touching Griff at the moment?
oh,
I mean, it
that's
feels
just
like it's
not a good
between the
question.
wings. Like it's kind of. I can't feel anything other than that it's between your two wings. That's all I can tell.
Okay. Wonderful. To Griff, he's touching his boob. And Griff is just like, wakes up and it's like, holy shit! Why does nobody ask for consent around here? It's touching me.
Just be quiet. Get up.
Oh, shit. Ah, God. What
What the
the
hell was that? Where's Din? I can't find him.
Jesus. Oh, okay. Have you tried calling him?
He's not responding, so I'm gonna assume he's somewhere else nearby.
Okay. He's probably dead, but he wasn't too far from where I was, so he's got to be around here somewhere.
Listen,
Just
if
search
you
the
can
ground.
find him, bring me to him. I can stabilize him, but we have to be quick. Those things are still out there.
Oh God. Quick question: are we still completely blind still?
Yep, 100%.
Nope.
Just wanted to completely get that going. All right,
Can't
so-
see the beak in front of your eyes.
Great.
We're just sweeping around this room.
Okay, Griff.
Did I roll
First
a
things
death
Griff
save?
is going to do
been a
is
while.
use his hearing before he even goes and starts searching places. So, can I roll for perception to maybe see where maybe the possible threats are at the moment?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make your roll.
All right, let me.
New keyword for hearing.
Perception. Where are you?
Should I roll a death save at this point?
I'm
There we
down
go.
with that.
I mean,
21.
hopefully you won't have to, but the once.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
That saves.
And Den of Wolves, what does it sound like when you... I know we normally could give 2, but no, I like this if you come back with 1 right now. What does it sound like as Den of Wolves? Like, are you coughing up a hairball or
Probably.
an abyssal phlegm ball or what?
Trying to refigure out how my lungs work.
Well, he saved
After
me
being
one spell
crushed.
slot.
Just
And then you guys hear this voice, shh, quiet, you'll get them back. And you
Hey,
recognize
it's-
instantly it's the voice of Jameh. And Griffin, with your perception
know.
roll, you had thought it was an enemy coming. You heard these tiny little footsteps running towards you, but then you heard Jameh's voice, which lets you tune in to the fact that the splashing, which is like maybe just 20 feet behind you in the water, and literally to the point that water or sewage splashes up on this rock where you're at. Yeah, when one of those things gets done, it's probably going to come back for you.
Wonderful. Just to make sure this is correct, my perception here. John May is a child, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. He knowing that he just said be quiet, Griff is in survival mode, so he's gonna be quiet, but he's gonna move towards little John May, wherever you heard that voice.
Make a dex save for me, please.
Sure.
You're walking over broken concrete and shattered stone. Ah, you know what? With your light step, when you do start to trip a little bit, you just like flap your wings and you catch yourself really quick. Not a problem whatsoever.
Sweet.
You know, and moments later, your wing actually hits him as John May's like, oh, you know, hey, no, what are you? And he thinks you're trying to grab him.
No, sorry, little one. My bad. Can you get us out of here?
You
I'm
know,
gonna start
well,
crawling over.
I'm trying to get him in here, but you know, what are you doing here? I thought you were up in heaven with the circus. Shh, you have to be very quiet.
There's no time for questions right now. Unfortunately, you could ask as many questions as you want after this, but we need to get out of here now.
A deeper voice from right behind him says, if the kid says be quiet, be quiet. And it's loud enough that Den and Verdic, who are about 15 feet away, can hear it. You recognize the voice of Gonic from the circus, the one who moved all the elephants and whatnot, that large man.
Verdic's gonna be like grabbing a hold of Den, and what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on him real quick. So we're gonna do that.
Casting Sanctuary on Den.
Yep.
Yeah?
I think we're gonna make our way towards the voices.
And then he's also gonna say, "Can everyone else see around here but us? What is going on?"
I don't know. Just move.
And John May says, no, I told you before when I brought you down here. I've been here a lot of times, but it's always dark here. It's always dark. Gonic says, unless you have this. He says, you all better get out of here now. And
Working
you
on
can
it.
tell, Griff, you're the only one that's been listening, and the splashing in the pool behind you is slowing down.
Uh-oh. Griffin is staying silent because he was told to shut up.
Verdic,
I'm
Den.
just trying to get over there. I just want to get over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving and I'll stay crouched down, have both hands on my pole arm, but kind of cross the breast. That way I'm not like poking somebody by accident.
Griffin, you're the one closest to John May and Gonic, and you catch the conversation really quick as John May asks the large man whether this fulfills the requirement. And Gonic responds with, close enough, if that's the pool that you talked about. And John May responds that it is. He goes, but you'll have to try and find a way across. He goes, I've never gone out there before. Clearly, they seem to be talking about where all the splashing is coming from. You hear a sound like clinking coins inside of a bag for a moment. I would like you to make a perception roll and see if you can't tell exactly what it is. Oh, don't know what that other sound is that's coming in.
Is that perception roll for me?
That was weird. Where is all that sound coming from? Something is starting up on some screen on my back of my computer. I don't know what. Once we figure it out, I'll turn it off. Sorry, folks that are watching. I have no idea where. I'm gonna... There. No, that's not gonna work. Alright, what window on my 5 screens has got some sort of sound in the background
fella.
going on?
You got anything better to do than follow me around?
I
Mysteries of
know what it
technology.
is.
Agreed, right?
There we go. Interesting. Anything to... I love the clip that played, though. Don't you have anything better to do than to follow me around? Kind of fit with you guys. When the internet wants to start participating. Oh, my Lord. Too funny. All right, so... Not enough data. All right, well, that's fine. I don't really care. Go away. Leave me alone. I've lost my, There it is. I had to get back my stuff. All right, sorry about that. Sorry, folks. All right, Back to it. So you're following John May Gonic. They're talking. Your perception roll is a 9. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a bag of coins and whatnot. And then you hear the footsteps, and Den of Wolves, Verdic, who you're catching up, footsteps are approaching you. They do not sound like Griffin. Probably the big guy Gonic, since you already recognized his voice. Anything you want to do with that?
Did we hear him say something about you can see if you have this? Did we hear all that?
You heard that line, but not the after conversation with the exchange between John May and him. But you did hear that comment, yes.
Bert's gonna say, see if you have what exactly. We're all stumbling around here like fools.
He's like, well, stumble your way out as fools. And the splashing in the water as he says that, and he's not trying to hide his voice, he's doing kind of an intimidation thing. The splashing in the water starts coming up towards him. A moment later, you hear him sprint away. And the interesting thing that you all notice, how do you respond to this, actually?
Bert's gonna try to follow the sprinting. Like,
Okay.
we're gonna have to follow this guy. He's the only one that must be able to see what's going on down here.
And with that, Verdic sprints off after Gonic. I need you to make a dex roll for me with disadvantage. And then, Griffin, what are you doing? What's your response look like?
Griffin is taking flight to a safe height towards the direction of all this sprinting.
Okay, so you lift off from in front of John May and head back towards the pool and the sprinting where Gonic is headed. And Den, what are you doing? In the darkness, you have no idea what the other two have chosen to do other than the footsteps and what Verdic said.
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to follow them. I don't know that John's still there.
Okay.
Or wherever that gets to.
Yep. You don't know that John May's still there. You don't know that Griffin... Well, you might have heard some flapping into the wings and whatnot, you know, and you've been around him long enough to know that he's taking flight. So you make your dex save, or your dex roll with disadvantages. Well, and Verdic, I only see one dex there. You need to make a second one because it's disadvantage.
Oh, sorry. Yep, that's right. My bad.
Let's see if you go flat-faced. Nope, you're fine. Again, it's rough, it's crumbly, but you just slow your pace. The other individual that's sprinting ahead doesn't appear to be cautious like you. Like you're keeping your feet by being a little cautious. How about you? What do you got there for us, Den?
Dex save, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty telling one right there.
Literally, you hear Verdic, you hear Den of Wolves go flat behind you. You can hear the claws scraping it and whatnot as he goes down, catching one of the upper rocks. While you're able to keep your feet, Gonic makes great distance because he can go full speed away from you. Unfortunately, as you sprinted after him, this thing that was coming up out of the water is nearest to all of you and has heard Den go down, and you hear it stop, and then it starts, you hear that same hefty breathing sound going up into the air, and now you know the attack that's coming as this thing will be about to presumably try and flatten you once more. You hear John May shout, and then footsteps running away the opposite direction from where he first came.
I'm going to attempt to... I don't even know if I can do this without sight. Let me see here real quick.
He yells,
I'm going to attempt to do something to Gonic here, because I'm not going to let his little booger butt get away from me.
Okay, you can't see him, just if anything you're doing requires vision.
Oh, no, it's visual. Ah, so bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all VSM. Okay.
Well, VSM is verbal semantic material, but I don't know what you're trying.
Oh, no, yeah, it's not visual. So
verbal.
I want to try and cast sleep on his butt.
Okay, so it's everything within the zone, and absolutely.
Yes, 90 feet.
So yeah, you can just basically kind of guesstimate where a head is, and you cast it over there in that area, and you cast it. And how many hit dice does that affect?
Let's hope it's within 90 feet. Spell sends creature into a magical slumber. Roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect.
Okay, so roll your 5d8.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, 31 hit points and creatures. You cast sleep in front of you. I'll give him he gets a wisdom save, right?
No? Negatory.
All right. And a moment later, you hear this thunk and this clatter of something metal on the stone. Yeah, I don't know, probably 40, 50 feet, somewhere in that direction. In the meantime, Den and Griffin, what are you doing with your action? Griffin, the breathing has reached up to about where you are. But it's probably 15 feet in front of you, so you feel you should be safe. Yeah.
So
but it's at the same height.
I have a clear, like, it's in front of me, correct?
Yeah, somewhere about 15 feet in the darkness, you can hear the breathing. It's come up towards you.
Okay, wonderful. I think Griff feels confident enough that if he just aims forward with the blast, he should hit something pretty
There
decent.
you go.
Okay, so let me switch my screen here to actions. Eldritch Blast at disadvantage. Ooh, wait. I would like to use my inspiration. I have inspiration, correct?
Yes.
I think. I
You
would
do.
like to use my inspiration, please.
Yep.
Okay. That's that. Oh, hell. Well, did I need it? Maybe not.
Well, we've used it now, so might as well see what it is. See if it's a nat 20. Come on, do some double damage if you get a nat 20.
Oh, dang.
And that's always a beautiful thing.
Alright, so some damage. Oh, well.
It's okay. Roll some damage, buddy. Roll
Yeah,
some
there you
damage.
go. That's going to be a 10.
10. 7 plus 3. Literally, you lay out with this, and as you do it, that same huffing sound comes from multiple sources up towards you as well as lower, as if there were multiple breathing points along whatever this is. And then
so creepy.
there's this sound that comes out from it as there's this and then all of a sudden there's this as if something were either choking or inhaling or wind was whipping by quickly in front of you in the darkness.
This thing is so creepy.
This is nightmare fuel. Oh, I like this.
And you, down below, Den and Verdic, you hear this. Verdic, the sound is also amid the sound like raindrops as the sewage falls off this body that is high up above you now. It's brought in some of it with you. The stench, the sounds, the slurping. Den and Verdic.
Verdic stayed on task. Verdic is going after the body thump and the clink, clink, clinkety clink.
Okay, so we're gonna keep with your initiative. I'm just gonna have the monster roll in just to keep things simple. All right, I will adjust where he is at so that you don't know on the initiative. And Den, what are you doing?
I am going to stand up.
Half your movement, you get to your feet.
Well
Scrabble,
done.
scrabble.
Good move.
I guess try to move towards where they sprinted off towards and throw a psychic blast toward blade towards the sound of sicken and disgustingness.
Okay.
Slurpy slurp.
Off to your right,
Slurp,
that
slurp.
sound of the slurping that has come out and is towering above you. Now you're sprinting towards it or towards, I thought you said somewhere
towards
different.
where Verdic sprinted off towards, just moving in that direction.
Okay. So you're sprinting towards the same sounds, the direction, and kind of casting back over your right shoulder that blade. Go ahead and make an attack roll with disadvantage for your psychic blade.
Yikes. Okay.
You lash
15.
out with your psychic blade in that direction, and as you do, and that, the slurping, and as he does this exhaling sound, something wet, sickly falls down,
That sounds gross.
and with a 19, hits Verdic as he's running, as this massive part of the creature that your psychic blade has lashed into has departed from it, and this liquidy type, jello-y, firm jello shot substance hits you. Once again, I need you to make a dex save, Verdic. And it wraps down, and you realize how long it is, Den, because not only does it hit him, it wraps down in front of you, almost like maybe there's something massive and tentacly. It still have disadvantage, so you still got to roll twice.
It's good to you.
It's good.
Everything's disadvantage, buddy. There is like no.
I'm gonna add 10 plot points to that deck save.
Okay. As you do, this thing hits you, and you, again, using it on your classic instincts, you roll with it. It hits you, and you roll, and you turn it into increasing your movement. You stumble a little bit, but end up rolling over the top of this thing and coming out on the other side. Then you heard this clatter as his glaive was scraped along the stone for a little part, but he catches his feet, slows him down a little bit, but it also gives you a sense of that there's something in front of you, the slapping sound and his growing. So your dex will not be at disadvantage because you already have an idea as you go to leap as a rogue over this. Let's see if you can leap over what you think is there and see if you've judged well. Disadvantage. I love that roll. I'm like, I was so ready to give the response. I'm like, oh wait, damn it, disadvantage. I hope it's just as good. Literally, you're like, I've got this and whatnot, and you go to leap over it, but it's just a little bit taller, causing you to trip and fly forward. Let's see if you hit Verdic. I would like you both to make dex saves, no disadvantage. Let's just dex checks, not dex saves, dex checks. And let's just see where it comes out.
That's a save, not that matters.
I'm gonna use the last of my plot points because I cannot afford to get knocked over at this point.
That's basically the same.
How many plot points you got left? Because I think you just used some. I just didn't get a chance to
I
adjust.
had 10, I was at 18. Now I had 8 left. I'm gonna use them.
All right, so 8 added to that. Combination together puts you over the top. And while Den of Wolves bashes into you a little bit, you both stumble forward, keeping your feet, and are actually running side by side towards who knows what, because it's dark. Griffin up above. Yep, I want to get to Griffin first. Griffin was up above. You heard some of this, and there's different sounds and whatnot. And you hear some crashing down below. What are you doing? You seem to have blasted into it once. Are you going again? You have no idea where John May is at this point.
Oh, geez. If I'm hearing it go down, right? I think Grit just wants to, make sure, right? Let's double tap this thing.
I just want to make sure that this is nothing like the sound of when it crushed. The entire thing has not gone down. Just a part of it. Right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, double tapping this thing in the direction to which I believe this creature is. So, here we go. Okay.
Nice. Very nice. Roll for some damage.
Yeah.
Love it.
Kill. Yeah.
Woo, baby. Gotta love it. These are some great rolls. You go in there, bam, the frying sound again, but no light whatsoever. But you're like fighting in darkness. You fry at this thing. And the sound turns into this. And instead of just the individual huffing sound of multiple lungs exhaling, this sounds almost like a choking. And as you do this, it starts to collapse down, and let's see what direction it goes.
Double healing for Verdic.
There's a sound.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Double healing. Verdic, your next healing that you either receive or give as a healer. Double healing works 2 ways in our game. Anybody receiving healing, it's doubled. However, as a healer who can give healing, you may choose to use it on somebody else. So like you could lay hands and say, I'm doubling this. So we give our healing parties a little bit of a benefit there.
All right.
Give me 1 second to mark that down. I want to thank, who gave that here? Darren, thank you. Had to look over there. Double healing coming up. Boom, boom, boom. Healing. There we go. Boom. Inside. Yeah, he's got foresight, inspiration, double healing. Man, he's like stacked. Dan, don't forget, when you do have disadvantage on things, inspiration can cancel it out and just give you a normal roll. And it appears that we've just lost Eric, unfortunately. Man, internet is a killer tonight.
Yeah. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm just going to go make sure everything's okay.
And with that, for our viewers, while you can see double the DM, that means double the chaos, double the madness on your screen. I have no idea. That's just because we're doing screen grabs, and what you're actually seeing is a separate camera versus the screen grab, which has its own camera going on. So, yeah, there's two of me for the moment. One that's high res, and one that's kind of what the players get to see all the time. But hey, who wants to see their DM anyway? All they want to do is see treasure. Give me the treasure. Give me the loot. Speaking of treasure and loot, we're going to keep going with our mighty Valerious Paladin, who is charging forward, been bumped into, and it seems almost like he's sprinting against the cat person. And, hey, normally cat people are pretty darn quick, but, he's pretty dark. It's dark. I would like you to make a dex save as you try to close the gap on this other individual. And then we're going to do a little request in the chat and see which one of you is going to get there first, because you're both going to be making some deck saves and whatnot. Let me go ahead and turn this over here. Boom. Color.
Oh, wow.
One second.
No
Set color.
help. Look at that.
Red. And Twitch. Color red. Oh, you see, you're already influencing the chat, man. 21. But I'm going to put that up there anyway just because I said I was going to. Let's see about that prediction and see who gets what here. Start a prediction. Choose prediction outcome. Oh, did we not get that? Will they get away from these? Choose outcome. Boom. There we go. So somebody should have gotten something off of that last one. Prediction result was in. I should have put that up there. Let's start a new prediction. Start a prediction. Who gets to Sleeping Gonic first? And then we will put down Elderly Paladin or Griffin / Den of Wolves. That way we kind of like stack it against you. They can like double their bet by going for either the bird person or whatnot. It's like, hey. Oh, and I made it a 30-second one, so it's like super short. Hey, look, so I see I've got 4 back here. Let me try and put some people back into place. Griffin, Den of Wolves, Verdic. Yep.
Back, please come.
Yeah, he'll recenter himself. He'll get his camera set up. Welcome back, Griffin. Good to have you back. This one's a really short one, so if you're in the prediction pool, jump in now because this one's going to be really, really short. We're betting on whether or not Griffin or Den of Wolves makes it there before Verdic. Chance to get yourself some extra plot points so that you can influence the game all the more. Welcome back, Eric.
Yeah.
I heard you were sabotaged a little bit.
Yes.
You might want to... Yeah, it all works. That's good. Perfect. All right. The chat is in there betting right now who's getting there first. And Verdic did really well on his roll. Den of Wolves, I would like you to make a save. And then, Griffin, tell me what you're doing after
Dex
this
save?
sound.
So, we heard it choking, correct?
Yes.
That was the last thing? Okay.
This cat is not as dexterous as an old man today.
It's the adrenaline. That's why. That's the
Apparently.
only reason why I'm on my feet.
So can Griff perceive that it's like directly in front of it anymore, or?
From Griff's perception, you don't have to roll for this at all. It sounds like it's either getting back down on its feet, like some of those voices and sounds are going down lower.
Mhm.
Perhaps preparing to jump up, perhaps preparing to slink away. Maybe it's afraid and now it's running away. That could be too.
Okay, well,
Options.
if it's not an immediate drop, Griffin is gonna keep pounding this thing until he hears absolutely nothing from it.
Okay, go for it. Launch again in the direction of the sound. You do not have disadvantage on this roll.
Yay! Let's see. Oh shoot, am I connected? I might have had a weird connection issue with the.
If not,
fine,
just
you're
grab a
right
dice
back.
and connect on your next one.
Whatever.
That's fine. You know me. I'm
Okay,
super
do it.
easy.
Oh damn.
Okay,
Okay, so
blast
it's
away.
a
Do
AC.
some damage.
Yeah. Kill.
4 plus 3.
All
The
right.
sound, as you hit it, sounds like the electricity hit water again, like last time. Almost like Maybe the creature's partway in the water. Maybe the creature's partway made of water. There's a difference, though, when this electricity hits. And with that, the slurping sound starts again near the electricity where you actually hit. Almost like it went inside it or something else, but and the sound starts gathering from multiple mouth sources beneath you. And you realize as you're flapping your wings, it hasn't just gone down, it's almost like gaining mass size underneath you.
Ooh, no.
Den of Wolves, I need you to make your deck save. You are trying to outrun Verdic in that direction.
I got a 9.
A 9. You are sprinting there, and you take a tumble again.
Nice.
So you go face first, flashing down. Verdic, you did really well. You stepped over some of these stones. You're using your thing. I would like you to make a perception roll for me, please. I know you can't see anything. This is more of me just checking a number. It's kind of a random roll because I want to see how well you guessed at how far he was when I said he fell. We're just checking to see whether or not you figured it out. You did not. As you're kind of like Den of Wolves went down behind you, and you're like sprinting ahead because you know this guy is like another 30 feet, and he was actually like 3 feet. As you hit this body, and you go flying too. Make a acrobatics check. No, sleight of hand. Sleight of hand check for the Paladin. Yeah, for the Paladin to see if he holds on to his glaive. Because you do. Man, your training's good. You're enough. You may have gone down face first, but losing your weapon wasn't an option. You hold this. You get your thing. But now you can hear back behind you where those many mouths are coming. Let me see if you woke up the sleeping individual, because all it takes is a hard slap to wake somebody. And he did roll a nat 20. As you kicked over him, the individual goes, "Oh, what the hell?" and whatnot. You kicked him hard enough
for that metal object around this body.
So you know it's the individual. You didn't just trip the advantages. While I told you as a player it was him, your character might have thought it was a stone, but now that he starts speaking, you realize it's him, so you're not going to get up and run any farther. You're like, bam, so maybe it was a good thing you woke him up. Den of Wolves, you can hear him speaking too. Griffin, you hear this individual beneath you, but that brings it to the monster's turn, who uses its action to go at the one thing that is closest to it that is damaging it. And with it, it rears up using some of its movement to gain height again, easily just sucking up with all the mouths right towards Griffin, who is right above it as it went down. It launches upwards using all of its attacks at poor Griffin, who is above it. And again, you can't use your dex on your AC. What's your AC without your dex? Because you can't see this.
It should still be a 15.
It's a 13.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you, Mike.
I got you.
13.
A 15, 13?
A 13.
I was about to say, I didn't know what a 15, 13 was. So 13, as this overwhelming darkness, you hear all this slobbering noise coming at you. Just because I don't want to see you die instantly, and you can hear all these mouths surging up at you, I'm going to give you a dex save anyway to try and get out of its way, because I'm looking at 3 rolls over 20 and 2 rolls at 18 and 19. So it's not really good for you if you don't make this dex save. I don't mind telling you in advance. So, and seeing somebody who's got 31 plot points, I'm not telling you what to do.
Golden crit.
But you do have an abomination like surging up at you.
Yeah, why not?
Golden crit.
Go! Wow, something just came up to me. I'm gonna use a golden crit. Wow.
I think that drink just got rid of that cough I had.
The nice thing.
Are you good, Mike? Yeah, that's good.
And I do want to emphasize to my players, because plot points, home of the golden crit, we always refer to them, of course, as a golden crit, which might make you think 20s, but it is a golden crit, is an automatic success. The only time we wouldn't do that on certain ability checks, like, oh, king, give me your kingdom. No, you're not going to get a success on that because there is no number to win. It's impossible. In this case, there is a possibility of him doing so. If it's possible, he has victory because he chose to use a golden crit. So Griffin, literally, as this various sound behind you, you start flapping away, and literally you hear these jaws slapping all around you as you like start flapping up higher and higher. And at one point, there's a wetness that latches around the claw of your foot and like starts sucking you back and slips off of you as you pull away, just getting out of reach of this thing. And this it starts slobbering backwards. You figure you instantly had gotten at least 20 to 30 feet away from this thing, and it was only that last bit that lets you know in this darkness you can't judge the distance well. This thing has a way of moving as if this is its home environment, but you did manage to get away from it this round. And it seems to have pulled back like a rubber band stretched too far. And you hear this slopping sound moving across as it's moving across the ground towards you and towards Verdic and Den. Verdic and Den, you can hear this massive thing in the distance as Gonic, now on his feet, what the hell is going on? And he's getting himself to his feet. What do you want? I'm going to roll him into the initiative order. Den, you're at the top of the order still. Oh, wait. No, because Griff, you're still at a 2. Okay. Den, what are you doing?
Who's getting in the initiative order?
Well, I had to bring Gonic into it because he's awake.
The guy who was running.
I was still on top of him, right?
No, you tripped over him. You were sprinting, if you remember, so
okay.
that was why I said you went rolling, but you held on to your thing. And that's why you could hear him behind you and why you didn't keep running. Because you're like, oh, I tripped him, and then you hear him wake up and say, oh, I didn't trip on a stone. I tripped on him.
Let's get out of here. Keep moving. I don't know where anybody is or what anyone's doing. I'm just moving forward to where we were moving. Well, I guess towards Gonic's voice.
Yep, and you can hear him right in front of you by about 10 feet. So
I'll just move up 10 feet and be like, where are we going?
Verdic's gonna shout, this guy has a way out. I think he can see.
He says, of course I can. I wouldn't come in here without it. Holy crap, that thing's coming right at us. And he starts sprinting kind of towards Verdic, who's only about 10 feet away. But clearly that's the way he wants to go.
Yeah. Verdic's...
Can
I use perception to see if I find the thing that clattered to the ground?
You were what clattered to the ground over him. Oh, I know what you mean.
When he fell after I cast sleep.
Yeah. The problem is that it would be a sight-based thing. There's what other sense would you be using other than sight?
Well, to touch to see if I can find
so you're just like feeling around, you mean? You're like getting on the ground and just feeling around? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonic,
within the allowable movement, then I can do that.
Yeah, you just give up some of your movement speed because you're getting down there and feeling and whatnot. Whoa, all PCs were given inspiration. I see, Verdic. You're giving the other two. Verdic, you spent 900 on that, but there's only one PC that needs inspiration, and that's Griffin.
That's okay.
Thank you.
All right.
He almost got
needed inspiration. I used it earlier.
I was like, I kind of looked over and I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
I mean, I'm going to use mine again for a perception roll if we're gonna do that.
I used my inspiration earlier too. I think you just forgot to take it off of me.
Oh, did you? Thank you very much.
So that would give it back to him then, right? If
it would.
It once
it would. So yeah. So that works out pretty well.
I'd like to use inspiration for the perception roll if I could make one for this.
You absolutely can. Go ahead. Why not? There's a thin chance.
Nope.
Everything's bad.
Nope. I was going to say it actually would be canceling out the disadvantage, but you roll it anyway. It's like, so you're like feeling around as Gonic sprints over, and what you do catch with your perception, I'll give you this one, is the sound of him picking something metal up, which is what he sprinted to. So clearly it tells you, Verdic as an experienced individual, confirming he has some way of sensing amidst this darkness. And there's a scraping sound as he picks something up. And with your perception, it sounds like it's probably a weapon. Or something like that, whether it's a pole, a sword, something you can't really tell, but it's a scraping sound like that. And then he sprints off.
Hold it right now, or I'll put you to sleep again.
Follow him.
He is sprinting. He's not. You can go ahead and make an intimidation roll. What the heck? Why not? Come on. No disadvantage. You just have a straight. Yep, that's intimidation.
Just follow him.
Please, oh please, oh please.
12, and you yell this out after him, and Gonic does not stop. Gonic continues going. He hears the old man yell this, "I'll put you to sleep again," and actually yells back towards the old man, "Fat chance," and keeps going. He doesn't seem to believe you.
Dokey.
Let's see if he could do it again. Whatnot. Do it up, man. Are you doing it?
Yeah, I'll use it at the 2nd level spell slot. Here we go.
Dude.
I heard all that too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're going to use the 5d8.
Why are we fighting?
Because it's a quest giver. You know, we got to kill the quest givers.
He has
We
a
gotta
way
kill
out of
this
here. And he's
person.
not leading us anywhere.
He's running.
That is this party. These are the rules of the game, right?
I'm
kill
not
every-
hurting him. I'm putting him to sleep.
All right. So, 21 hit dice. A moment later, another crash, another slide of something metal. And you guys know he's not that far this time. He's only about 20 feet up. You can get there in one movement turn. Griffin, what are you doing about the sounds?
Okay.
The slobbering.
So, did Griffin hear all that little jibber jabber that was going down on the ground?
Sure, if you want to, absolutely.
Cool. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, Griffin is going to stay at the distance to which he feels safe from the range of this blob, the amorphous blob. And, oof. Well, man. Okay, I gotta play the character, right? So,
Yep.
Griffin is pretty adrenaline pumped right now, still in survival mode, and pretty pissed that this thing almost tried to chomp it. So he's gonna stay at the distance and start using his range with Eldritch Blast towards this blob again. Since there's 300 feet of range, that's plenty of distance.
Dude, it's pretty much straight down beneath you. It's like you have no disadvantage. You've got multiple sounds. You know, no, again, rules you'd have disadvantage, but no, this thing's huge.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like
Cool.
And Den of
Yeah,
Wolves
dude.
has like 1 hit point, I think, still. It's like
Yeah, because Griff feels like he's in the perfect zone where this thing can't touch him, and he can touch it.
flying. Yeah, baby, roll for damage.
There we go.
Den does still have Sanctuary, though.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, damage. You blast into this thing, and with that, you hear this sloughing sound. Instead of like gathering beneath you, start moving somewhat away from you, and it's going in the direction that it heard all the other clatter. It's looking for an easier target, which is your friends up ahead.
Right. Okay.
I would do.
Clearly, you're a little too tall, and you have a stinger. So let's go
do.
for the easy things.
I want to get that kill confirmed.
I would do.
And Den and Verdic, you can hear this slosh slosh, the same way as the steps before of this thing slopping down part of its body and dragging forward towards you.
Yep.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna keep looking for that cling clang thing that dropped.
So you go forward, start feeling around on the ground. This time, you're a little more cautious because you have an idea of where he is. So you find his body. Actually, make a perception roll. Let's see which one you find first, whether it's his body or the clang clang thing.
Do I still have I don't have an inspiration now, right?
You do have an inspiration. Yeah, there's an inspiration
I'm
there.
gonna use that sucker then. All right.
All
Let's
right.
do it. There's one.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely a good, definitely worthy.
Yeah.
You were specifically looking for the clang clang thing, so you rolled high enough that actually you didn't find his body. You found what appears to be a sword. You quickly identify, I mean, this is a sword in your hand and whatnot. You got the hilt, you got the blade and whatnot in the darkness. Den, what were you doing while he was searching?
I'm trying to move towards the body and the people fighting that need to stop fighting.
Okay, go ahead and roll your perception. Let's see if you find the body or if you followed Verdic over towards the sword.
Disadvantage.
You still have inspiration because we re-added it.
Yeah, I don't want to use it on that.
Oh, okay.
I don't care which one of you I find. I need people and I need to get out of here. Okay.
He's like, I have plans, and that is not the plan that I'm using it on. 20, beautiful. You find the man, Gonic is sleeping on the ground. He's kind of like half tilted over and whatnot. And as you're feeling over his body, is there anything that you're like specific? Did you just want to find the body, or?
I just wanted to find the body. I don't care which one of us can see as long as someone can. And I slapped him into awake.
You start slapping his face awake. You're, as a rogue, is not every rogue is the same. So for viewers online, it's like we always think of rogues as thieves, but not every rogue is that way. Some rogues are acrobats, other things. So how important is stealing to Den of Wolves?
It's the least important thing possible.
Okay, cool. So you slap him across the face hard enough that all of a sudden he's like, oh, jeez, what the hell? Holy crap, what are you doing? And he immediately shoves at you, perceiving, again, I was just slapped awake, I just don't know what the hell is going on. Would you please make a athletics roll
he has
for
to
me, please?
make a will save first for the sanctuary.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got a sanctuary, he can't be attacked.
Yeah, unless he makes the will save.
And, he puts his hands on you to shove away and immediately stops, like, boom. So your sanctuary has clearly worked that he didn't want to shove against you at the last minute.
I'm just trying to wake you up. We need to go. Please. Take us towards the exit.
Yeah.
I am trying to go. I'm trying to get to heaven.
And that's why I woke you up. Get up. Go. I'm following.
No longer seeing you as an enemy, he gets to his feet and immediately starts looking around and starts pulling away from you.
Okay, I'm just
Not
gonna
like,
try to follow.
Yep,
Yeah,
easy enough.
I'm
He
gonna
doesn't
follow
shove
him
your
back.
arms off or anything else.
I'm just like, Griffin, let's go.
Verdic, what are you doing?
I'm holding on to that sword, but I hear the movement, and I'm gonna leave the sword. Like, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna kind of move it behind my waistband, and I'm gonna put it in the back behind my waistband for right now, and I'm gonna move to them and be like, well, clearly this isn't helping me any, so I'm gonna go over to him and be like, if you get us out of here, you can have this back.
Yep. What is your AC?
It is 12.
12. Is that with your dex?
Oh, no, it's 10 without my dex.
10 without your dex.
Yeah, it's 10 plus 2.
You're in the middle of just starting to speak. You're kind of walking that way. When all of a sudden, smash right under your chin, you are cold cocked hard for...
Oh, is that what we want to do?
Out of the darkness. Normally it is 1. What I did was I kind of gave like the monk's ability to him this moment. Normally it is 1 plus your strength. I gave him a roll on top of it, just because you were totally unable to dodge at all. And he just did 8 points of damage with his strength in there as well. Knocked you straight back.
And I'm going to get my fingers in the casting preparation and I'm like, all right, you want to play that way?
Okay.
I'm going to use intimidation.
Gonic is using his punch action to hit you, knocking you back, and then he's going to use his free action because Gonic can see. And as you stumble backwards, he's going to take the sword from your back because he can see it.
And reach for that, right? Like
he does, but it's a free action to do any lever. He does. Absolutely, but he's already in your space. He just cold cocked you.
Also sentinel.
What are you thinking? Yeah, if you're prepared for an attack.
Yeah.
Don't you have to be prepared, just like you did with your spear?
Let me double check.
I thought. I mean, I could be remembering it wrong.
I mean,
Doesn't know
it's
if
pretty
it
light
attacks
on how
someone
it explains
else.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
If it
that's
attacks
right. It's
someone
only if it
else.
attacks someone else. Yep. He's
Yeah,
correct.
because the whole idea is that you're watching and
Yeah.
you're prepared to defend your
Yeah.
enemies. In this case, like I said, just for you, it's totally out of the blue because you're in blindness, and all of a sudden, bam, you're punched. And for him,
I
he
have to
can
put him
totally
down
see,
again. I'm gonna
and then he
stab
just
him in the
reaches
back
and
of the
takes
head.
his sword out from your back. And then, in that same saucy fashion as one of the, he said, Fat Chance, he goes, thanks. And then he starts going off. Den of Wolves, you still have your hand on his back. And as far as you're concerned, other than him moving around, you're like staying with him just fine. Like even when he breaks from the back a little bit because he's not wearing a top. He likes this bare-chested look. And you're just like reach out because he's not trying to get away from you. So far, he hasn't perceived you as an enemy. But you have just heard Verdic go down. Griffin, what are you doing? You hear some of this voices up ahead, and this thing is closing in on them quickly.
Well, Griffin did hear Den of Wolves say, "Let's go." So I'm going to move in the direction while keeping my distance still. Move in the direction to which we are moving, I suppose. I guess that'll be my movement, but yikes.
Well, you have a much faster movement than this thing, so you can swoop down, get as low and close to them as you want.
I kind of don't want to get low. Griffin kind of wants to stay as high as he can from the distance, but yet still have some whereabouts. Like, okay, I think they're down there. I could hear their voices down there, so I'm just gonna keep going straight, but stay up high. If you know what I mean, if that makes any sense.
I do. Okay. So you're headed over that way, but try to stay up high so this gibbering thing doesn't get at you. Oh, I see double healing happening everywhere. Oh my gosh. Griffin, Verdic, Den of Wolves, Doherty D&D is giving you...
Too bad I can't heal for any of this stuff.
So everybody's about to give me one moment. I'm going to put those on to everybody right now. Double healing. Blaze is the only one that didn't get it, so I'll skip over him. Double healing.
Thank you.
So basically, when our Paladin is able to heal, we'll actually see some healing start.
Alan's going to beat the crap out of this circus goer here in a minute.
How about we leave first?
Well,
And
I mean, meta, yes, I know this.
Griffin,
but
Verdic,
know.
and Den of Wolves. Well, Verdic already had it, Doherty, so you just gave it to somebody who already had healing. So I'm just going to kick that over to Blaze.
After I make my movement, can I just shoot again?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. This one will be at disadvantage because while it's sloughing right at you, you're just not sitting right on top of it. So now we're back to normal. Normal disadvantage for you. What is normal in this place of darkness? I can't believe we just chose to fight this thing in the middle of the dark. It's like, no.
Griffin is
Got it.
right now.
Things are going too smooth.
True to his character.
Yeah, there you go.
Eldritch Blast 16. Roll for damage.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Nice. This thing, the electricity goes right into it. That wet sound again, that slick sound, as it continues to close distance with all of you. You guys heard this blast, this electrical hit. You know something's right behind you, chasing you down. Gonic can move fast because he's able to move because he can see. Den of Wolves, you are in that balance between you couldn't move as fast as normal, but you're following him. So I would like you to make, because of the way he's moving, he's avoiding most obstacles. So your DC is lower, but could you make a dex save for me, please? But it's just much lower because you're following him.
Disadvantage or no?
Yes, you still do have disadvantage. Thank you. I'll toss you a
confirming.
couple plot points for remembering that.
No problem. It's a 19.
And boom, boom. 19, you are fine. Yeah, you stay behind him. Verdic, I need you to make your dex save, please, with disadvantage, as you try to, I'm going to guess, go after Gonic and whatnot. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, I might as well. I'm also going to have to cast because he's not stopping, so that's going to be a
Not
thing.
gonna work.
So I'll do that and then the other thing.
Well, you could stand still and just cast if you would prefer not to. Would you like to just do
Yeah.
that? Okay, so you just stand still and begin casting the spell off in his direction.
Yep.
Spell you
And
casted.
there's not a roll for that, so I'm just gonna
Yep. Roll the dice because you're doing sleep, right?
Yeah, it's just for hit points. Yeah, we'll do that. And
Hit dice.
It is
Hit dice.
or hit dice. Excuse me.
Yeah.
23 of them.
Wow.
I'm out.
And that's it because it
Guys,
starts
you
with the
learn.
lowest, knocking out Den of Wolves first, and there is a clatter up
22.
ahead as you hear him go down. So, Verdic, it appears in your mind that you've been successful.
The sword's on the ground again.
There's a
I'm gonna.
yeah,
try to
that's it
move
with all Den of Wolves stuff. It's like
Verdict's
have anything.
intention is
I
to,
can't throw
try to
anything like
figure out how this guy is moving and being able to see, and he's obviously, in my mind, leaving me to die. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm hollering for Den at the same time, and I'm hollering for Griffin at the same time. And I'm like, this guy has a way out. And he was willing to leave us to die for it, but I can't see. I managed to get into the ground twice now, and I'm gonna try and grope and see if I could identify him and figure out what he's got on him just with using my sense of touch because I don't have anything else.
Griffin, you're able to hear all this monologue as he starts announcing everything that's going on, and of course the aberration that's behind him also hears all this going on. So as he starts stumbling forward, letting you know what's happening, the sickening, sloughing sound follows that same voice and whatnot, closes the distance to attack as it's coming in on him. He's following along on, searching on the ground with his, as best he can. Hearing this come up behind him, I'm not even going to have you roll. You find Den of Wolves down on the ground. You feel his feet and whatnot. The fur. I mean, it's Den of Wolves. It's not the guy.
It's a tail.
And whatnot. Yeah. There you go. Meow.
Try to wake him up, and then I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Well, he yanks the tail. I'm thinking, meow.
Get up.
I don't
Help
want
me
to be the
find
person.
this guy. We have
I
to
don't wanna be
find
the
what he's
person to
got
do
so we
this.
can get out of here in one piece.
Can you wake me up?
I mean, I'm smacking you lightly. Just
Can you
On the
smack
rope.
me?
go.
I have sanctuary.
Oh, that's true.
My
Wisdom.
God.
Roll a wisdom save.
You need a save in order to.
Oh my gosh.
Does Sanctuary stay if you fall asleep? Or is it on him? Is it a concentration
he's the one who
spell?
cast it. Yeah,
It's not-
he's the.
Yeah, it's me that cast it. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it concentration? Because if it's concentration, you're
Level
holding
1
it.
abjuration, 1 bonus action, 30-foot range, 1 minute will save or wisdom save. Doesn't say that it's.
Then it's on
Is there a
him.
C?
Yeah, it's on him.
Yeah. All right, that's an 800 number. I'm not answering that. I'm just gonna make a call for right now. We can look it up later and whatnot, and say that it's still there. That's fine. So, go ahead and you make your I think that wisdom save passes, right? So he can slap you.
Yep.
Yep. So bam, slap.
Perfect.
Den of Wolves. You're coming to just as he's on top of you, kind of climbing over you. What do you do?
What's going on? I don't know what's going on anymore.
Whoever that is that's leading you out, or no, I wouldn't say leading you out. Let me cut that. Whoever that is that was nearby has a way to see in here, and if we can figure out what it is, get a hold of him, we can get out of here.
Couldn't we just follow him out of here like I was trying to do?
I didn't know that's what you were trying to do. It sounded like he was going to leave us to die down here.
Okay, well that's what I'm trying to do. Let's wake him up. Let's go.
Griffin, what are you doing?
Griffin is still up in the air and is just saying, perhaps this is not the right time to be having this conversation, and then shoots.
All right. Now, the interesting thing is, Griffin, because you've been listening to this thing close on them, they're really close where their voices are and the sloughing sound as they're talking. So go ahead and make your attack roll. And depending on how much you either hit or miss by, we'll...
Oh, gosh.
Is this disadvantage again?
Oh, yeah, you're in the black, yeah. Yeah.
Don't you have inspiration still?
Inspiration.
I like that. Everybody's
Oh.
like, inspiration.
Is that true? Oh yeah, I do have inspiration, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Ah.
I'm
I don't know
about
where
to
this
dice
talk
it
keeps
again,
coming
too.
from.
Here we go. I'll wait till he uses his.
And good. Thank God. Okay.
Best use of
Lava.
inspiration ever.
We're so glad that
I love us so much.
Wow. Okay. Well then.
Solid net one.
Blast away and whatnot, and you guys are like, hey, look, yo, we should follow him. That's what I'm trying to do. When all of a sudden there's this rip of electricity right near Verdic's head, about 10 feet above his head, and the aberration that was coming right above him gets blasted in the back, and there's this stank, hot air that expels over Den and Verdic as the being breathes out through its numerous mouths and gibbering
That's
maws
disgusting.
at you all. And there's a stench as vile as the sewage that you're covered in that comes out
What in the
over you.
hell's
This thing
thing?
it must eat it, live it. Maybe it's living crap. You don't know, but it just pours out over you, taking this blast and this hit, and does just what it's normally ready to do and lays down on top of both of you. Beneath it. Verdic, you were trying to go forward. You'd stopped to talk to Den to let him know all these plans, but you were going forward to grab the next individual if you could find them. So you guys won't be on top of them when this thing lays down. I will give you at disadvantage a dexterity roll to roll out of the way, if you would prefer to do that instead. Verdic, Den of Wolves, I'm assuming it's automatic for you.
I will utilize the inspiration that we've been granted to counteract the disadvantage.
Okay. You already, I thought, used your inspiration, didn't you?
Freya just redeemed another round.
Oh, Freya did. Oh, I missed that one. Give all players inspiration, backing it back up. All right, so let me put those back in. You're using it, so I'm not going to put yours on. Eric, I'll put yours back in.
Woohoo!
Thank you for that, Freya.
Yeah.
Gots to get out of here.
And that. Okay. So make your roll, make your save. It's a dex save, not a perception roll.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Oops. I was too busy thinking about grabbing things.
Yep.
I'm thinking like a rogue, not a paladin.
We know who the real thief here is.
I'm an old man. I want the stuff.
Ooh!
Wow.
You did use inspiration, and again, it counteracts the disadvantage, which would normally have you roll twice, so you end up with one roll. And unfortunately, it does not get you out of the way. Wow, that kind of sucks. And then, would you make yours? I'm assuming you're just trying to roll out of the way out of instinct, right?
Probably. Yeah.
You know, I figure rogue, all right, you still have disadvantage. Wow.
Nice.
Even with disadvantage, while he's still crawling around looking, and that's probably the only thing that slowed him down was he was looking for something. You go rolling away with all this stanky breath. You're like, dude, I don't want some dragony type huge thing laying down on top of me. I don't want to be under the cow when that udder hits. And you get out of the way as it comes crushing down on top of Verdic. All it has to do is move into the space, and then it rolls for its weight, which that one explodes.
I'm pretty sure I'm just dead.
I'm hoping not.
I'm definitely unconscious. I only have
It's
10 hit
13.
points.
It's
Yeah,
13.
no, there's no way I am. out.
Because it hasn't moved its full force onto you.
Bonk.
It's just the front part. Lays down on top with these mouths and whatnot so that it can do just what it's used to doing now and just, Den, you're away. Griffin, whatever it is, it's laid down, so you don't know if your friends are under it, on top of it, whatnot. Den of Wolves, you're top of the round. Do you want to shout out, let everybody know you're here?
Thinking. Hold on.
Verdic, the last thing you hear, other than this sound, is like, and it's the voice of Gonic who's woken up as he's being crushed and smothered by this thing.
Can I hear that?
Sure, why not? That sounds like a fun thing to do.
I'm just gonna throw attacks at this thing to hopefully help get Sonic out.
Do you want to try
I don't want to run into darkness.
Oh man.
You find a leg over there really quick. You're like, go over towards it, like to try and throw some hits. And what you actually find is his leg sticking out because only the front part of the creature got on top of Verdic and this thing it was trying to catch up. And then it got blasted from the back and then it just kind of laid down. So only part of Gonic is covered. Or at least it's a leg. You're assuming it's Gonic?
Okay. I mean, if
'Cause
I
that was
find
the
a leg, I
voice.
would just try to, like, I don't know, pull.
Sure, go ahead and make a straight strength. Throw athletics into it if you've got a bonus. Who knows? Do anything to help out the
Definitely do
players as
that.
best we can. There is no disadvantage. You're fine. You're fine. This is just a straight strength because you have the leg in your hand. And you start pulling him out from underneath this thing. And as you're doing, you hear that. And what it is you're pulling against as part of one of the mouths is already latched onto him and has part of his arm sucked into it. And these gibbering teeth are pulling at him as you're pulling away. And it's like you're trying to pull something out of quicksand. But the voice comes out and he's like, "Oh my God, this thing's got me," and it starts yelling. And as it does so, the creature shifts, rolling more mouth towards the sound of his screaming. And you're holding onto his legs, pulling him away.
I hate this guy so much.
He's being eaten alive. What do you
No.
do? It
Make
silently.
a difference.
Suffer in silence, pig.
We're in
With
silence.
literally
Come on, we've
the
been
only
trained for
way that
this.
we're gonna get out. He's gonna get eaten with our only way out.
God.
I hear the thing moving towards me again.
You can hear it literally. It's you're holding this leg, you're pulling him, he's screaming, and it's right there. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
And
It's big.
I-
It's massive.
just
So.
drop it and move into darkness.
And we're really
Just-
playing in the deep end of D&D with these giant creatures.
Yeah.
I move. I let go and I just start moving the direction he was heading.
Well, that would be
There you go.
okay. Sure. You stumble away off in that direction. Griffin, what are you doing up above?
Okay.
You can't see any of this.
I can't-
You could have heard the
I cannot-
screaming.
Not. I can't hear my Tabaxi friend scurrying away.
Your Tabaxi friend's not screaming.
No, scurrying like he's running.
Oh!
Right?
I doubt it. He's a
Doubt
rogue,
it?
but you can
Okay.
if he's like, I want to make a lot of noise. Sure. You said you didn't want to be low, so I'm like,
That's fair enough. I'll just go with I didn't hear him.
Okay.
I'll just go with that. So at this moment, I could still hear the slurping. Correct?
yeah.
At least. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna just keep doing what I've been doing. I'm gonna just keep shooting until this thing does not slurp no more.
I want you to make an intimidation check for me, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see. Let's make your roll first to hit, and then
A
that'll
roll first to
that may or may not adjust the intimidation check.
Okay, so hit first, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. At disadvantage, right?
Yes, sir. Which means it's a miss because it's an 8.
Well, I would like to at least add. Yeah, why not? 10 plot points to that.
Okay, roll for
8.
damage.
All right, cool. Let's do that, and then our intimidation. I'll have to go to that real quick. Intimidation. 13.
Oh my! As you do, this blast hits, and the creature, which is sizzling and keeps blasting this, starts trying to inhale again. That and then you hear this sound of the water as it rolls itself away, going back into the water.
Uh-oh. Well,
You could at least you hear something more in the water.
okay.
Den of Wolves, you're hearing water behind you, something coming out or something going in. You're not quite sure which.
Horrible. Can I feel? I just want to start feeling around for like a wall or a rock. Just something I feel like I can hide behind at this point.
You actually run into what appears like at first you think it's a wall, big giant flagstone, and you realize it's part of a ramp that leads out towards the lake. Maybe a bridge or something like that.
Okay. Do I feel like does it feel like there's a railing essentially? Like there's a elevated level or something? I just want to crouch behind that real quick.
Okay, you go around the corner up onto the bridge and get behind it really quick so that if anything could see you, hopefully it would not be able to see you there.
Yes, that's my only hope at this point.
Okay, Cat.
No
I
giant
don't need you.
monsters see me.
All right. Griffin, you have blasted this thing. Verdic doesn't get a turn right now. Verdic's unconscious.
Okay.
You have blasted this thing. It's either getting help from the water or rolling back into it.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Griffin, hearing that, he's just assuming because he heard so much water that it has receded. We'll see. Griffin is going to go ahead and start yelling. Well, actually, before he starts yelling, does he hear anything else other than the water? Preferably, he is literally looking for any kind of voices, signs of life.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, there'd be the screaming of Gonic, because as it's rolling away, it's lifting him into the air because he's not dead yet. It only has an arm, and Den of Wolves let go of him. So yeah, Gonic could be screaming, help me, as this thing rolls over and pulls him up into the air. And why don't you both, you and Den of Wolves, each make a perception roll?
All right. Perception. There we go. Love it.
Okay. You still have disadvantage rules.
Oh God, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Keep forgetting.
Sorry. It's all right.
well that blows.
Den of Wolves, you are sitting on the side and you've put your hand in something like soft that like kind of went down as you were crouching behind the wall. Maybe a dead animal, perhaps? Whatever it is, your hand kind of squished into it and it felt soft and furry underneath you.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Everything is disgusting here. This is the worst place for a noble ever.
Amen to that. That's staying in character, baby. Rips Gonic's leg. I love it. Aberrations. Yeah, they are. Wow. The Griffin. Yeah. So, really, as far as voices, I'm just thinking his screaming is about it.
Okay. Then Griffin is gonna go ahead and. Griffin has no attachment to this dude right now. Unfortunately, it's as if a human was gonna go out and possibly try to pry the jaws open out of a shark that's already eating a person. It's not. I'm sorry.
You're not going to do the super heroic thing and sweep down and grab him in true Scotland Highland fashion and let it rip off his arm and be like, "But I've saved you.
I've saved your arm,
Robin, Robin."
God,
Where's Robin when we need him?
So Robin would definitely be encouraging you to be the hero.
Unfortunately, at this moment, the dude has bit the dust. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Oh, yikes!
I am not going for him. I'm more so concerned for my fellow members here. So, Griffin is gonna just go ahead and just say, "Is anybody out there? Then, Verdic."
You hear this sound, Den, from up above you as that rolling in the water continues, and then suddenly the screaming stops as Gonic is dragged under the water.
Stop being so loud.
You hear?
I hear that.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, fantastic!
So
So,
just like that, the exit was gone.
man. Yeah. Okay. So,
Need anyone?
are we still in initiative, or is that?
Fuzzy. Murky Mirror. I don't need it. There's nothing for you to attack, and unless something's going to attack you, we don't need it at the moment.
Okay. So Griffin at this point then is just gonna assume that Verdic is actually with him because he doesn't hear Verdic, and last he heard they were all together until this thing just started slipping again. So he's gonna try and fly towards where he heard Den.
Oh, Verdic, I need your first death save, please. I forgot.
Yes, sir.
And this is not disadvantage. This is just normal. Just a regular death save. First one succeeded. Griffin, and you said you're flying over towards Den.
Yes.
Okay. A moment later, you touch down with Den of Wolves. I'm going to let you guys speak for a moment.
Why are you so loud?
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Where's Verdic? I thought he was with you.
No idea.
Say, okay. That means he's probably somewhere out there.
He was squished back there. You can go look for him.
Oh,
Verdic, I'd like you to make another death save, please. For our viewers, we're a teaching stream, and your average round is about 6 seconds. So what I did was I gave the players about that length of time before I had the other player make their death saving throw. You have now passed 2, so you're doing actually really well, Verdic. 1 more, and you'll stabilize. Go ahead, Griffin Den.
okay. Okay, so clearly this thing is coming from this coastline here. I really don't have...
It got quiet, so I'll go check real quick. You stay here and shut up. I know it's hard for you. I'm gonna just try to stealth.
So much love.
Stealth back towards the area to see if Gonic or the... Fuck, why did I just forget your name? Verdic are over there. If general, I ran about this far, so I'm going to try to head about that far and see if I can feel anyone on the ground over there. Just trying to quietly move over there as careful as possible. Apparently that thing found another meal for right now, so...
I hate that we lost the quest giver, but listen, it was the most logical thing to happen.
Well,
Technically, we didn't kill him, so we're good.
It's only most logical because you don't know who the kid is.
Right, exactly. I'm playing blind right now, literally. Figuratively and literally.
I really got to give Mike some props for that one because he was following along. It's like, interesting thing, So, okay. So yeah, you guys head over there. You start going towards where you last thought Verdic and Gonic was, and I'm assuming you're just being quiet as you're searching. Go ahead and make it's not investigation, it's perception. So just do a perception. This does have disadvantage because it's mostly eyeball based.
Yeah, I'm gonna just why can't I find my inspiration? I'm gonna use inspiration to try to balance that out and really see if I can find anything.
Okay.
Oh my god, my thing's wigging out. 1 second and I'll roll. D&D Beyond, please. Thank you. Okay, 16.
Beautiful. It doesn't take you long before you find this shoe left over from what was once Verdic, who got dragged in. No, just kidding. I'm watching Russ's face like, what? Holy shit.
I wouldn't honestly be surprised at this rate, though.
You do find Verdic laying there, somewhat flatter, not breathing yet, unless you can do your death save. Let's see if he finds you stabilized or not, or if he's going to have to do something. Because he's got to do something either way if you haven't stabilized. Yeah, he's not stabilized, so he doesn't appear to be breathing, buddy.
Once again, try CPR.
Still,
like I did.
Still with the fur of all the sewage on his face, the whiskers and whatnot.
I've been through this before. It sucks, but I can do it.
At least he doesn't have to hold a beak this time. He just starts it. Go ahead and make a medicine check for me. Let's see what you can't do. The equivalent of D&D 5e CPR.
I'll add
boom.
10 to that.
Wow. And with that, you are stabilized.
Yay!
I'll try to one arm under each of his and just try to drag him back towards where the break was.
Buddy drag him.
Stabilized is not a way for our viewers. That's why you see our players doing this. It just means that he's not making death saves. So he's brought back unconscious to where you were, successfully by the side. Griffin, you hear him as he's dragging him back gently along the ground as quietly as he can. And he lays him down, and you can use that soft little thing as a pillow for his head as you lay him down there. So Verdic has an elevated head.
Oh, goodness.
Don't have anything to wake him up.
Well, he's breathing.
But he is
correct?
breathing, yes.
Yes.
Just unconscious.
Nice. Okay.
Freya, you get
Alright,
plot
that's-
points for that, because that's what I was thinking, too.
They care after all. Yeah.
Yeah.
We care enough.
I
We
have
care enough
to.
for Verdic.
The priority isn't that I don't care. It's just that I care about me slightly more.
Yep. And that is how you have victory. It's like, I got to live first. So, yeah. But they came back. They came back for him.
We-
Beaten,
Okay.
wounded.
Can we try to rest?
Is it wise?
Well, resting would imply you have a pseudo-safe space if you can squeeze out the time frame. It's 1 hour rest, if I remember correctly. And during that time, you would have to be undisturbed. Do you feel like you want to do that here? On the edge of this bridge in the darkness?
Verdicts. Oh, do I have a chance to react to being like?
No, you're unconscious, buddy. They got to
I'm still
decide.
unconscious, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're unconscious. That's why I want
Nice.
us to try to catch our breath, but I don't know how safe.
Totally up to you guys.
I don't know if there is a safer spot. That's the
We
problem.
we can't see anything, so it's like
Just feeling around this area where the like railing kind of is and around. Do I feel like any other spots of elevated?
It feels like you are on a
construct?
smooth bridge that was built of those same flagstones. So you could either try and pursue it up the ramp and see where it heads to, or you could actually try and leave and go back to the flagstone area, which you would now assume is probably a paved street or a paved road or paved inside of a house or building.
so we have two options.
Watching real quick. I'm gonna try to scout ahead for a kind of cornered spot or something.
Okay, I'll stay with
Something with
Verdic.
less directions to get attacked from.
Den of
So I'm gonna go
Wolves
up the
goes off into the darkness, leaving you there, Griffin, with Verdic, who is damaged, unconscious, and whatnot, leaving you to stand guard. Griffin, are you doing anything while you're standing guard in particular, or just monitoring?
I am just, if anything, I'm already Eldritch Blast, just in case. I don't care. Just in case.
I need you to make a perception roll for me then, in that case. You have a ready to action. What is the trigger for it? Anything that's coming into range type thing? That way you can...
Slurping.
What's
The
that?
direction of slurping.
No, yeah, it's not a direction. What is the trigger? So is slurping,
Right.
so that unless it makes a slurping sound, you won't shoot? Or I want to know what
No,
the trigger is.
What if I hear slurping, I will shoot in the direction of which the slurping is.
Okay. So make a perception roll for me to see if you can identify slurping from a different sound.
Gotcha.
Basically, we're just figuring out just how jumpy you are. So what ends up happening is while Den of Wolves is off checking, in Den of Wolves, you find the end of the bridge, which appears to be broken, and you can hear water further down below. It's gone up pretty high, and it's been a pretty steep angle, but it appears the bridge must have broken at some time. Griffin, back down at the bottom of the bridge, you do hear something coming, and it's getting closer, and you have your Eldritch Blast ready, but you're not sure. You're like, I don't hear the slurping. I just hear possibly the breathing. So you hold your spell, and as this thing comes around the corner, like as if it's trying to be stealthy and whatnot, it literally kind of oozes around the corner ahead of you, and you hear that breathing, that, and then you hear, "Are you guys there?" And it's Jame's voice. And you realize it's a good thing you hold back the energy before you release it into what would have been Jame's face. And how do you respond?
Griffin just goes, "Holy shit, I almost shot you." Okay,
He goes,
okay.
I thought for sure you guys were dead. No one's ever survived against that thing. We got to get out of here.
Okay. In what direction?
He goes, back the way I was running before. I only came back because it rolled into the water. I thought maybe, I didn't know if you were dead, or usually it eats everything. And I figured, you know, if you dropped anything.
Okay.
And he's moved forward at this point and whatnot. And he trips a little bit on Verdic and whatnot, and oh my God, did one of you die?
No. we're okay at the moment. But
Puts his
we have to wait.
hands in his face all over Verdic, pokes an eyeball or two.
I will slowly begin making my way back down the bridge since it's broken.
As you come back down the bridge, again, the smooth area right to where you were, you hear the voice of Jame and Griffin talking and whatnot. And by this point, he's felt up Verdic's head and he goes, "Oh my gosh, you found my bear!" And he pulls out from underneath Verdic's head this teddy bear, and Verdic's head goes smack against the ground. And he's like, "You found him! Oh, thank you so much!"
Yes,
Yeah,
we tried
yeah,
very hard for
welcome.
you. Can you lead us out of here now?
Right now, please.
Are we bringing the dead one too?
Yes.
Yes, we're bringing the dead one. Let's go.
We'll
Okay.
carry him. Don't worry. Go.
You guys managed to pick up Verdic, under the arms, at his feet, and whatnot, and kind of moving slowly forward. And you realize that John May, who had said he's been here before and had said he could lead in and whatnot, goes near the walls and is like just super like dead silent moving. And like a couple times he stops you and pauses. And a couple times he actually leads you into doorways to hide and whatnot when something else that slobbers or slithers or moves through the street. Sometimes it's this cricking sound as if they were on stilts or claws. Other times it's just this liquidy sound. But eventually, about 2 hours later, you emerge from the magical darkness into what is this murky darkness of just the Undercity underneath Heh'vin, a place that rarely ever gets even ambient light because the clouds above block it out. But now you are out from the magical darkness and can see in what would be considered dim lighting of what is the leftover city as he starts leading you back towards the circus. Having made it out from Heh'vin, made it out from the pits beneath Heh'vin and all the vileness there. Having met and left Gonic to die, for Gonic, who had found his own way through, had been chased down by adventurers and then sacrificed to these demonic aberrations into the ocean below.
That was a sacrifice I was willing to make.
Now, in this area, you pause Jame, telling him you need to rest, and you gain all the benefits of a short rest, being allowed to roll whatever hit dice you would like to get hit points, as well as treating your friend Verdic with what you have, and bringing him back during this short rest too, with whatever hit dice you would like, and getting all the benefits of a short rest. And John May asks, "Where's the circus? Where are the others? Where's your friend Blaze? Where is Anna? And who's this?" And of course, he who has never met, Verdic before, because you guys had met him separately from Verdic, wonders who this is and the others. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight. You guys can pick up talking to John May next week. You guys have successfully made it out. Well done. Paladin, look at that. Back with hit dice. Up and awake.
Dang.
And John May has a teddy bear.
Yay.
Guess it was pretty good that you had befriended him earlier.
Oh, very. All of a sudden, Griffin is a fan of children.
And Verdic,
It's like,
we realize he's not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
I want to thank the chat for literally keeping these guys alive through everything from inspiration. Now, congratulations, adventurers, on making it out of there. But occasionally I like to share what was the DM's view, what is the DM's perspective. And we said at the start, you can actually plan too much. Like I had lots of plans. And of course, John May was part of those initial plans. This is your character's way out. Gonic was supposed to be a ship passing in the night, leading some interest to why would you be going in, all this. But you never know where your players are going to go. You don't know who your players are going to chase down. You don't know who your players are going to continuously put to sleep or talk in front of evil villains and big, bad, deadly things. You just don't know. But one of the things as a DM is let the players do it. If they want to talk in front of things, let them do it. If they want to chase down the quest givers and do that, or kill them, do that. If they want to just chase down random NPCs, let them do it. Don't force them. Don't force your plan. That's railroading. I had a plan to lead them out by this little boy, but they did something else. And in the process, they did a couple amazing things. Notice they found the teddy bear that early on Blaze had said he would find and never did. John May's still wearing Blaze's hat. So some other things came out of this. They found out about the city. They found out about the chutes, the stairway to Heh'vin. And of course, they may find out more in discussion with John May. Don't worry about your story. Realize that it's our story together. And say your goodbyes as I get this ready to pass off.
All right, hey guys.
can't have
man, I
two.
want to say thank you so much for the participation today. Really came in for us.
Well,
and,
in the meantime,
honestly, I could say that we probably wouldn't be here without you. So, thank you for that, and thank you for just joining again on our crazy adventure here. As far as things going on in my life, I ain't got much. Just moved into my new apartment, so I'm pretty happy. Loving it, and yeah, other than that, I can't wait to see what happens next week, and I hope you guys are there. All right, I'm gonna send it off to Russ.
Russ,
Still skirting death. we're working our way through it. So hopefully we just continue that streak of making through it, and hopefully we'll get some payoff here pretty soon to figure out what kind of mess Verdic's found himself into. I'm gonna give it over to Mike.
Hey guys, not much going on here. I've been on a kind of step away from my stream, so no need to check it out right now. But still feel free to go over there and give it a follow so you can see it when I do start back up. And otherwise, you can catch me here next Sunday.
hey, I just know that we love having a VTuber, we love having a Marine, we love having the Army, we love having Navy, we love having everybody here, especially our viewers. You know, we have a great time at this table. It's a virtual table, but whatever table you're at, make it the best table. Let's everybody have fun raiding. Throw in your raid stuff right now.